Welcome back, everybody, to another review from Around the Geek with your host Terrell
and Dior.
And we're bringing to you our spoiler review for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. If you guys didn't see it, clearly I don't know why you're watching this. I don't know why you're listening to this. This is a spoiler. We're going to be getting the details. So this is your warning now. Turn this off. Go see the movie. Do whatever. Come back and listen to this, I guess. So I guess we jump right into it. First off, Dio, what did you think about the movie? Where did you rate it?
Oh man, I enjoyed the hell out of it. First of all, my rate will be an 8.
An 8? Okay, that seems fair.
Yeah.
Seems fair. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about an 8.
Okay.
So the reason I say that is because the What If series actually played a part in this movie. The What If series from Disney Plus. So if you watch the What If series, that's some subtle hints that you can take away from that, such as the evil Doctor Strange, if you will.
It was evil. I wouldn't say.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like obviously I think that was a different Strange. So, but you say like an 8?
Yeah. I'm really pushing for a 9, but yeah.
For me, I want to say 7.5.
Okay.
And I say that because I really feel like we got cheated out of like a lot of what the multiverse could have shown us.
Ooh,
like,
you're right about that. Yeah. So yeah, I'm sticking with an 8. Yeah.
Like, out of all the multiverse like stuff that we got into, I really feel like we really only focused on our reality, like or the universe of where we've been perceiving the movies, 616, and then like this other universe, and that was about it. You know what I mean? Like they kind of like crossed through stuff, but they never really went into detail any of the other universes. And I was really hoping to see more of the worlds and kind of the differences. A lot of people were mad because they didn't get the cameos that they wanted, but that's cool. We can go ahead. We just talk about the movie, right? So this movie picks up like, after whatever. Obviously, this is after like WandaVision and everything like that. But
and after the Spider-Man, so what was later? After Spider-Man, picks up after Spider-Man.
Right. So I mean, again, like people say, oh, this long list of movies that you have to see before you watch this. You don't have to watch any of that. And you can watch this movie and still be fine. Like you don't have to watch What If. If you do, that's cool. You know characters. I don't think that's the same Captain Carter that's in this movie. That's in that show. I think it's an alternate version of.
Yeah. It's a multiverse. So yes, there's some truth to that.
But yeah, this movie picks up pretty much like we see A Strange and America Chavez. And we see them escaping with what appears to be a demon, a monster, or whatever. And they're trying to run towards the Book of Ashanti to dispel any evil in this whole thing. Whatever. So, because, we found out that they're trying to steal her power, which is the ability to travel the freaking multiverse, which is pretty big, you know what I mean? So yeah, we see that he winds up getting killed in the process of trying to take her power for herself in the middle of a fight because he feels like that's the only solution. And then we wound up with Strange. We see him them kind of concluding the whole thing with him and Christine, which I feel like is cool because now we can move on from that. And keep in mind too, like that first Strange came out 2016, like 2016. So we talking like over 5 years since he's had a sequel, on his own. Now, granted, he's been in the Avengers.
Yeah, so, he had a lot of movies in between. So yeah, between Spider-Man and Avengers. I mean, that's fair.
Like, but he's the only one that hasn't had a sequel, and God. So we finally conclude that that's pretty much a done deal. She's getting married. It's time to move on. This movie pretty much answers the question 1,000 times over. Of is anybody truly happy? Are you happy with where your life is? Can you move on? Yada yada yada.
I guess we'll get to that as we talk along with the movie.
I'm not trying to go to the movie like scene for scene and stuff like that, but like I just wanted to say, like, they end that, she pretty much was like, it was never going to work, whatever in the movie. So we end that whole thing, and I'm happy that they did, because I didn't want to see another movie of him just trying to make the impossible possible. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Somebody that actively reads comics, we see, characters getting into different relationships all the time. I think we can move on past that. And that's pretty much the movie in a nutshell, is like moving on and whatever, dealing with the situation and just and moving on.
Mm-hmm.
But in the process of that, we see a wedding. The guy, I don't know why he even got like full credits, but the guy that was in the first one, I can't remember his name. He was like the doctor in the first Doctor Strange. Comes in and try to.
Oh yeah. That was kind of a unexpected turn. Like, what he's doing? Yeah. why he's here?
It's like, yeah, man. I was dust for 5 years. And I'm like, yeah, hey, I lost my cat. Nobody cares, man. But in the process of the wedding, we see Strange have to go into hero mode and sees the girl America from his dream, and he now has to fight this giant squid monster, between him and Wong, who is now the current Sorcerer Supreme, because Strange was dust for 5 years. So he got it on a technicality. Again, this is another one of those things where a lot of people had like high expectations, because we later find out that these monsters aren't actually demons. Well, they are demons, but they're being summoned by a witch, and we find out that the witch is
Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch.
They did a good job of, because they get to finding out that it's her within like the first like 20 minutes of the movie. They did a good job of like definitely hiding the fact that she was the villain, because I honestly just thought it was going to be an alternate Strange or something like that.
I really thought it was going to be another witch besides Scarlet Witch. I forget the other witch name that Scarlet was fighting in her series. I thought it was going to be her, but that's not.
Right, and like her whole motivation, like, oh yeah, I want to be able to take America's power and travel to a universe where my kids are actually still there and just chill. What I mean? So he's like, hey, what are you going to do with the other version of yourself? Whatever happens, bro.
Sorry.
I just thought that was interesting, like them hiding the whole fact that she was the villain, and just the whole whatever behind it, you know what I mean? Just the heel turn of just seeing Wanda just go like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna kill everybody, do whatever I gotta do to make sure I can be with my kids. And of course they say that mainly because she's influenced by the Darkhold, and the Darkhold pretty much takes a toll on its user. What did you think about? I mean, they introduced the Darkhold in WandaVision, but what did you think about kind of like the kind of consequences of using the Darkhold, and what it did to the person that uses it, and the abilities it gives you?
So I'm glad they kind of stuck to the script. Well, not kind of, but they did stuck to the script with what Darkhold was supposed to do. And they showed a little bit of that in the Wonder series, and that was interesting to see. And they show a bit more in this movie, which is interesting to see. And then they show how Doctor Strange uses the Darkhold, like he's trying to use it for, good principle, but he ends up getting affected by it by growing out the third eye now. So it's but it's cool though. I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoy how they utilize the Darkhold, and it's how it influenced other people.
Right. Like I said, mainly the stuff with the multiverse. I said, just especially having a character that can literally travel through it, and of course she couldn't use it, but the title held. I feel like the title held a lot of weight to it, and being able to see a lot of the worlds and different variations of characters. And of course, we do get them travel to this alternate universe where Strange is dead, and there's a variation of different characters that I'm pretty sure everybody knows about by now. They wound up introducing the Illuminati, which consists.
That caught me so far. And I'm like, oh, for real? Okay.
So,
but I think it was actually mentioned in the comments at a couple points of time, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So this version of the Illuminati consists of Baron Mordo, who in the original movie tries to kill tries to, who was Strange's friend in the original, and this universe, he still doesn't like him. So Baramordo, we see Black Bolt, we see Captain Carter, we see Reed Richards, we see Captain Marvel, but this time it's Jesus, I can't remember her name at the moment. Woman who plays Nomi in
I know who you're talking about. I don't remember the names. I'm not good with names.
I know everybody's name. I give it to, but so we see them, and of course Professor Charles Xavier, which now makes
that was hype. That was hype. I ain't gonna lie, that was hype. But they treat him like they really did treat him like a bitch. So I'm just saying.
Lashana Lynch is her name. But so we see them, and they explain to Strange that he is the biggest threat to the multiverse, not the evil witch that is crossing the universe, is trying to kill everybody to get what she wants. Okay, yeah.
And she literally killed everybody in her path. Like literally, everybody in her path dies. Oh, you walking in front of me, you die.
A few minutes prior to that scene, they're like, we can handle your witch. Okay. Literally says, no, you can't. And then they all get washed. I think people are pretty hyped to get John Krasinski as Reed Richards, because I feel like that's been the hypest like fan casting for a long time. And as you know, they're still planning to release a Fantastic Four movie in 2024. So another 2 years, we're getting Fantastic Four. Whether it's still him or not, it should be. I don't see why they wouldn't, because they've kind of made it a thing to. Well, then again, no, it's not, because they do explain in Loki that not every version of yourself in the multiverse is the same version of you. You know what I mean? Like
right, because Professor X would not be Professor X as we know it to this day. It would be probably somebody younger or something.
I thought it was interesting. Like during that scene, Strange mentions that they had charted a course in the '60s, which I haven't been confirmed, but like it does prove that they do exist in the regular MCU, but he said they charted a course and they kind of never came back. So I wonder if that'll be the plot they use to bring back the Fantastic Four and back into our universe. Like, okay, they're finally coming back from a space trip and they just lost a bunch of time or something like that. You know what I mean? They come back with their powers and stuff like that. It'd be interesting to see.
Yeah.
So I mean, what did you think about the Wanda just washing the whole squad, especially Black Bolt, who can literally disintegrate you with a word? A lot of people were hurt and disrespected by the treatment of these characters, and apparently the guy that played Black Bolt was also the same Black Bolt from the series.
Nice.
It was on Disney or ABC.
Okay, so WandaVision. Oh, not WandaVision. Scarlet Witch actually has another power. I forget. There's something about possibility of reality or something like that. That's one of her. That's one of her powers. So,
like she literally, that's one of the things they showed. Like she can warp reality.
You're right, and for her to do that to Black Bolt was mad disrespectful. I mean, mad disrespectful, but yes, that happened.
Right.
But as you all know, she was already OP, and I mean, there's nothing more you can say. She's just OP.
It also felt like, okay, if she's this powerful, it just felt like she was also limiting her powers. Like, and keep in mind too, doing this, like they use the term she's dream walking. So she can't cross the universes herself, but she could project her consciousness into another version of herself and then control them. And that's what she's doing here with the same amount of power. She's able to do that and take out everybody here.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, she wants to take out, the other version of herself. They'll go figure. But I thought it was pretty cool, man, just to get to see all those characters in the same room. They had to cut Carter in half like that. A statue falling on Captain Marvel seems pretty ridiculous in the long run.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man. Come on now. A damn statue does not hurt her or him.
The only thing that I could think of is that during that scene, she's able to drain her of her powers. Because remember, like you see, like the mask and everything get removed.
Uh-huh.
Well, that scene, and then she kind of flicks her away. So that's the only thing I can think of. That the only reason that she would have died from that.
I
Maybe,
don't know.
maybe
They still reaching.
right.
They still reaching.
Yeah, they make sure they took out everybody out, and then she kills Professor X. You know, he enters her mind, and then she winds up snapping his neck. Like,
And it's funny because he dies the same way he died by Jean Grey, and was the X-Men was the last time? No, it wasn't the last time.
Dark Fiend. No,
Yeah,
no, it was Last Stand. It was X-Men 3.
yeah, he just gets disintegrated. Well,
Yeah.
he died the same way.
That movie sucks. That movie sucks. I mean, I literally to the point where they literally made a movie, was Days of Future Past, where they like literally reset the X-Men timeline, and then bring everybody back, and then the movie just started to suck all over again. So,
The only decent movie since then was
Apocalypse sucked, but anyway. So we finally get of course Strange, and he meets up with Christine, this other version of Christine, who she was the scientist that works for the Baxter Foundation and is naming all the universes. And she, again, everybody sees him as like this big threat because of like what he did so they could defeat Thanos. Because apparently every universe Thanos is like this big ass threat. So, which I think is crazy interesting. Like every universe Thanos is like, yo, we should take out half the population. So she wants to locking him up, and of course, like Scarlet Witch is coming after him because they framed this movie as like a horror film, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought was interesting. Of course, Sam Raimi is directing it. But I just thought that we see all this. This all that she's been through to just because of this whole thing that happened in Westview, to see her take it to this extent, man, and kill so many people. She kills all those people at Comitage, and then she kills all the heroes in this universe. I was just like, man, she's gone. I mean, that's truly
yeah, she's gone. Yeah,
right. You truly see the Darkhold taking over, and
Mm-hmm.
just whatever, man. So we get that scene, and of course, Mordo and Strange are fighting each other, and we had that whole scene. I wish he had been a bigger part of the movie. That's another one of my things too. Like, not a big deal, but I wish Mordo had been a bigger part of this movie, especially because like they set up that whole thing. They set up a whole thing at the end of the first one that just doesn't even really get addressed. Like, and I was
you're right. Yeah,
I was really hoping that we would have came back to our universe, and like regular Mordo was there to, really, there had been a fight with that, or him have a scene or something in the movie. That's another one of my issues. Like, I really wish because they just really left that open ended, and I hated it. But anyway, the movie pretty much like we wound up having Strange go to another universe. They get trapped there with Christine, and he has to fight another version of himself. Winds up killing that version of himself. That fight was ridiculous. But
why are y'all fighting with musical notes? Well, come on, man, and they make a music with it.
But that is how magic should be shown. Magic is ridiculous. Magic should make sense. Magic should be fun, right? They did a really good job of showing that. And he winds up killing that version of himself, takes the Darkhold, and sleepwalks. What they call dreamwalks the version of his dead self that died in his universe, and goes to go fight Wanda. Because now she's found the whole temple where the Darkhold was created, yada yada. To your boy Wong, who keeps getting his ass whipped.
He got heart though. He got heart.
He kept saying like, "Oh, times this dude and fell and broke his neck. Like, he should be." But they wound up getting to that, and I thought that scene was pretty cool because he's wound up taking over the spirits and flying his ass over to her, and then they have that whole scene where they get like the final fight with her, and she's still on her evil bitch shit, and then they finally get into the whole thing where America figures out that she can finally use her power, or she's known how to use her power all along, and she literally punches Wanda into another universe, but is not strong enough to take her out. And then of course, we get the whole villain turn where, damn, I fucked up. Maybe I shit, realize like, I'm willing to kill this woman and take her away from her kids. And yeah, so she feels like
after the kid runs away from her, oh, you're the devil. I'm like, what?
You killed him now. So we get the whole scene where she surprisingly takes down the temple and destroys the Darkhold in every universe. And supposedly kills herself in the process. I don't think she's dead. If you look at that scene closely, I've seen it twice. If you look at that scene closely, you see like a spark of her red magic kind of go off as the thing is coming down. So I do think we're again. I'm not sure in what capacity, but I don't think we should have killed it. I don't think she should have died, but definitely should have been some consequence because she was wilding.
Yeah.
So like I said, this movie does a really good job of like showing a little bit more magic, showing tying up the backstory of Christine and Strange and moving on from that. Like I said, definitely giving America her origin, showing it real quick, and let's move on because I'm sure we're gonna see her again. And at the end of this movie, we see that
we see Claire's her name, right?
Yeah. But we see that indeed Strange is not fine. He has been touched by the Darkhold.
Mm-hmm.
His third eye, which I don't know if he can see or everybody can see it. I'm guessing everybody can see it. Is now revealed thanks to this dark magic. I don't know what consequences that plays for another movie. When we're going to get into the movie with Strange, what movie that would be, but it literally does say Strange will return. And then we see, like you said, we see the character pop up and cut away open to the dark dimension, which we see in the first one that contains Dormammu, who is the big of again.
Actually, so a little I guess spoiler. But if you haven't read the comics, I haven't read the comics. I just try to read up who was that person. Now apparently she is the daughter. Claire is the daughter of Dormammu, and not only that, but her and Strange ends up marrying each other. That's why they did the whole cut off shut down the whole thing with Christine.
Yeah, let's move on. I hope so.
Yeah. So
and that was played by Charlize Theron. So that was pretty cool. And like I said, I mean, like he's ready to go. But I mean, and then we get of course that was like one of the post credits ending, and then we get the whole thing with Bruce Campbell beating himself up because there's a scene in the movie where he literally cast a spell for him to keep hitting himself for 3 weeks. How he survived for 3 weeks in the same spot makes zero sense. But hey, don't. But other than that, man, like I said, my biggest gripes with the movie were just the lack of multiverse. Everything else was cool, but I said I feel like it was a lot more expectation. I guess I'm not mad, but I just wish we have gotten a little bit more. And especially dealing with a character that can literally cross to whatever. Even if we didn't get to like really spend time in it, I wish we would have just saw it, or like just more variance,
right?
Different characters. So it is what it is. People thought Tom Cruise was going to be in the movie. Guess what? He wasn't. People thought so and so.
But he did make his debut in the trailer. I mean, Top Gun, which was like a 5-minute trailer. Jesus, guy.
Oh yeah. What's like a Cinemark or something like? They showed like a whole 5-minute dogfight scene. Yeah, I'll go see that. But yeah, man, like I said, it was a lot of expectations out of this movie. Like what characters we thought we were gonna get, who were gonna make surprise appearances, and that didn't happen. And people were upset about it. Other than that, I mean, like I said, it was like a 7.5. It was a pretty good movie.
I still give it an 8. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, it's cool. It's a good movie. I want to see more Strange. I've seen that Benedict is taking a little break from acting, as or whatever he's going to be doing. But he's taking a break because he's been literally doing this for since 2016. So definitely want to see more of this magic stuff, and hopefully they bring Mortal back. You know what I mean? But hey, at least we got Thor coming up, right?
All right.
Anything else you wanted to say on the movie?
No, you said it all. You definitely have a way of words because I don't.
So like I said, overall good. I'm not shitting on the movie. Pretty much overall good movie. I guess I just wish we would have got more of the movie's namesake, which was the multiverse.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, I really feel like we got cheated out of. But hey, But next up, me and Dio will be touching Thor. Hopefully that'll be on a lighter note movie and that'll be fun because I think that's what we need right now. I think we need a fun MCU movie right now because so far we've got nothing but depth and sadness in these two movies. And hopefully they figure out where the hell these movies are going because right now it just seems like they're just kind of all over the place. Like whereas though like the Infinity Saga was leading to the whole Thanos thing. Not that we need to do that again, but just give us some direction of what we're getting next. So we'll see. Other than that, this has been the spoiler review for Multiverse of Madness. Let us know what you think about the movie, what you thought about the movie, who you thought you wanted to see, what you thought you didn't want to see. And hit us up. Hit us up in those comments. But other than that, this has been Terrell.
And Dior.
And we're out. See ya.